Okay, we ready? Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are back in Middle Earth, and we're back on Miss Marcellene, who needs to search for survivors of Galadhir's band. But along the way, we picked up a quest to drop off some supplies to the little camp that we helped earlier. So let's head out that way. Look at all these mobs. Ha ha! I'm not stopping for you today. There's this big old tree. Oh, there's the guy. Probably still pissed off at me because he didn't get to do the clue cough. Although, I probably saved his life. Who knows? He probably would have died if he had tried to do it. Let's see. I always look up there to see. Not that I can really spot anything from down here. And certainly the dots aren't going to help. Because anything can aggro, not just a roving threat. Speaking of roving threat, it was quite hilarious when Thorman ran into a roving threat outside of Fornost. Of course, everybody wanted to see what would happen if I got near it. That didn't last long. That thing took Thorman out in one hit. It was hilarious. And since Miss Marcellene isn't really that much higher level than Thorman, I mean, she's only like 8 levels higher than him. If we see any roving threats, well, we'll steer very clear of them. This place is kind of creepy. If it wasn't for all the mobs, it would be kind of cool, though. All these natural hot springs and everything. Somewhere around here is a camp. There it is. Alright, you must be who I need to talk to. Yep.
Will you be sojourning here?
You have come with supplies from Talaglin. That is good, for ours were running short. Turnlug has some of the finest hunters of the Trevgalorg, but no man can hunt without supply. Well, there you go, sir. Enjoy your supplies. Glad I could help. Let me go ahead and grab this ore and this ore. And speaking of grabbing things, Norman was kind enough to send me some hides and some ore, so I might as well take that too. Too bad I did not log in on the last day of the treasure hunt, so I have some tokens that I didn't get to spend. However, I did manage to get an emote out of all that. Got myself a gold panning emote. Which, well, this is definitely no place for us to try that out. So we'll have to wait. I got that from one of the caches I found. Unfortunately, rarely. Oh, that's wow, we managed to sneak behind him. Nice. Yeah. I was gonna say, fortunately, this treasure hunt does occur periodically. So those tokens will be there for the next time, and then we'll just add to them. There they are. So here are the stones that or the statues that we couldn't pass before. Well, guess what? We can pass them now. We get a little bit of dread, but we're no longer insta-killed, so yay! And there are a lot of fireworms on this side. We'll try to avoid them. We also have some bloated brimstone leeches. Doesn't that sound lovely? But we are looking for something specific. All right, so there's the Circle of Shame, which means one of our entrances should be right there. I used to have the hardest time finding this until I realized that the entrance was right next to that circle. And this is Gabilshathur. Okay, we need to talk to the stable master first. Little bitty dwarven outpost and carved into I don't know what you call this. I guess technically a valley. So there is the person we need to talk to right there. Breglier.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
Who are you? If you are not a servant of the shadow of Angmar, how then did you pass through Rammas Deluon and not perish? Foreigner sent you. That is joyous news. Your coming is as a trump of victory to us.
Might you spare a moment?
It is a pity that Coronir could not steel his heart against the watchers of Rammas Deluon. The power of the watching stones is terrible. Many of the hillmen tried to flee back through Rammas Deluon and perished. We marched on, but ere we ever came unto Carndum, we were beset by orcs and creatures most terrible. Galadir was lost, and our numbers were scattered. The scarce remnant that remains has barely managed to avoid the snares of the enemy for these last few years, but I fear Angmar has grown too strong, and we will not be able to hide forever. I have learned that one party of my kindred is encamped at a place called Gafforfnir, far to the north in the eastern reaches of Himbar. Go to them if you would, and lend them what aid you may. Okay, but before we do that, it seems like several people here would like to ask for help, so let's talk to them.
Will you help me?
We are fortunate that you arrived when you did. We have hidden in the shadow of Angmar for so long, but now we have been discovered. An orc scout stumbled into our halls a few days ago and escaped before we could slay him. Now the orcs attack us regularly, and it is only going to get worse if what I suspect is true. One of my dwarves returned and told us that the orcs are felling the trees north of here, and that can only mean one thing. They are making siege weapons with which to attack us. We have to slow down or halt their work. If you wish to help us, go to Anbishuk, north of here, and defeat the orcs you find. Gather their tools such as axes, picks, and saws and bring them here.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Know you aught of the lore of Angmar? Well, no matter. You will learn, if Nethral will have anything to say about it. He is in a lonely vale, the Crustle of Lanon, far to the east of here, musing on the 7 sentinels. I have no doubt he could use your assistance. That one's actually not the easiest set of quests to do. Alright, you.
Will you help me?
You came here alone from the west? I suppose there is more to you than one would guess at a glance. Here, you can indeed be of some help to us. I was charged with the protection of Gabilshathur, and this has become quite a challenge since an orc scout discovered our outpost a few days back. Now we are constantly harassed by the orcs, and I'm not sure how much longer we can hold out. If you could slay some of these orcs, we might get a bit of breathing space. I'm not picky. Slay any old bogmole or Kragjorn orc you encounter in Eastern Malhad is enough. Although to be less helpful, you should slay some of their warriors and skirmishers. Oh, and some defilers as well. Orcs. Lots of orcs. If there's anything up here. A couple things up here.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
Call at your service. Things were looking rather hopeless around here, but with you about, perhaps we will stand a chance of surviving. If we can get enough provender, that is. Now, everyone here is all excited about the orcs, and it's true that food isn't much of a problem if an orc is lopped off your head. However, I'm not much with an axe, so I'll spend my time worrying about what I can help with, and that's food. We only have enough provisions for a few more days, and I think it is time to look for other sources of food. I am reluctant to bring it up, but I have heard that the orcs eat norbog legs and slug tongues, and while I'm sure such provender is not much for taste, it keeps them alive. It might do the same for us as well. Could you gather some legs and tongues from the Nerbigan slugs found? That sounds absolutely disgusting. Alright, but we'll do it. And you.
By Durin's beard, won't you give me even a moment?
That one I won't be taking. That is a fellowship quest. And anything in Angmar that says it's a... well, almost anything in Angmar that says it's a fellowship quest, you can pretty much believe it's a fellowship quest.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
I'm always glad to do my share of the work here at Gabilshathur, as long as every other dwarf here pulls his own weight. It can be frustrating to be chosen for guard duty when you have found a promising load, but that is sometimes the way of it. If you don't mind helping out an eager miner, you could mine the gems from the rocks that I have had to leave behind. You would be doing me a great service, and the wealth of Gabilshathur will only be improved by your assistance. The rocks in question are north of Gabilshathur. Follow the road northward until you can turn east into Garthalad. Through the sparse trees, you will come to the entrance of Mayfod. Cave claws often gather in the rocks outside Mayfod, so use care while mining the gems. Okay. Wait, where was that other one?
Will you stop and hear my accursed tale?
Mayfod. Really? I guess we'll take it then. Because the one for the orc said it was a solo. Hey, if we die, we die. Right? So now we have several quests here. So we'll remove that quest for the moment. Looks like we're might be focused on the orcs. And of course, we need to kill some Norbog and some leeches. That shouldn't be a problem. Alright, I hope they like their Norbog pre-cooked. Alright, that took a little longer than it needed to. Loaded brimstone leech. Fortunately, we only need 4 tongues and 4 legs. Hopefully he's gonna do a taste test of this before he decides to feed it to everybody. Because, ew. It does sound absolutely vile. All right. Lots and lots of these worms here. And of course the leeches do what the leeches do. And we found orcs. Okay, that was random. Obviously, he doesn't know his way around his own camp. Alright, so... okay, we're collecting the tools while we kill these guys. Good. I couldn't remember. It's been a while. See what we got in here. 3 defilers. That's what I figured.
Machada! Manashku!
Ha! I've managed to kill both orcs so far before anybody else could heal them. That was good. Alright, we need a few more. Alright, we need an orc warrior. We still need a few more tools. Oh, a captain. Hello. You're not a warrior, but you might have tools on you. Apparently not.
Dodge!
Now, before we could go any further... nope, I don't see any items that start a quest. We need one more orc pick. See if we can't catch some respawn on the way out and get one. Alright, where are you? There you are. There we go. Got it. Let's have lag. That's always good. Okay, so that took care of 3 quests. We do need to finish gathering some Norbog legs and some leech tongue. Well, there's a leech. Which we're having a hard time hitting. There we go. Okay, so that did it for the leeches. Okay, that was several down. If I remember right, that fire I see in the distance is right next to an entrance too. Yeah, just a little random campfire. And it's a hunter campsite. So that would be something Thorman could use. Alright, so one entrance to Gabilshathur is right next to the Circle of Resurrection, and the other one is next to a little random hunter campsite. Excuse me.
What do you want?
Oh, good, you have returned. You have done well, but I fear your efforts may have come to naught. The orcs are moving on us.
Might you lend me an ear?
It seems that the defeating those orcs was not enough. The scout sent word that the band of Logmol and Kragarn are approaching Gabilshathur. They must have been angered by your assault. Please join the other guards and help defend Gabilshathur. Hurry, there's a little time. Alright, well, before we do anything like that, we have other quests to turn in.
Well met.
Good work, Mariner. You have done well. I will see that these tools are melted down. At least their metal will serve us well. Unfortunately, it appears I was too late in sending you there to frustrate the orcs. Sadly, I've learned that they were further along than I thought.
Might you lend me an ear?
Alright, so a very brave dwarf scout returned to Gabilshathur and confirmed what I feared. The orcs are building siege weapons. In fact, they have already completed some of them. It's only a matter of time before they bring them to bear upon us. We have had 2 pieces of luck, though. The orcs have hidden these weapons well in the caves of Grishbalt north of here. However, the dwarf scout saw them bring a load of lumber into the caves and carefully followed them in. The second piece of luck is the orcs have built only a single siege tower and a single catapult. That makes life a little easy. Yeah, no. We won't do that one. Marcellene's good, but she's not that good.
What do you need?
Oh, so you're back. Let me see what you have there. Oh my, it's worse than I thought. What vile creatures those orcs are if they live off of food such as this, and the smell. Perhaps there is something we can add to it to make the taste less vile?
Come and stay a moment.
I'm not going to gather drake eggs, no. There's a lot of stuff in Angmar that is definitely not up my alley. And what do you want now?
Might you lend me an ear?
Gorthblad? Gorthblad. I doubt I can do that one either.
What do you need?
Okay, yep, that's that. Do I have anything else to... Secret of the Swords. Oh, I need to find somebody and talk to them. So we got a couple quests that may be questionable as to whether or not we can do them. A couple of quests up here that are definitely not something we're going to be doing. And one instance, which we will do next time. Until then, bye for now.